Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the midday news on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agumofwegwe, reminding all of our viewers that we are on DSTV, channel 365, and on Star Times, channel 276. President Bola Tinubu will today convene a meeting of the Nigeria Police Council to formally consider the appointment of Olatunji Disu as substantive Inspector General of Police. Two highly placed officials in the presidency and the police establishment confirmed the scheduled meeting. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, says the National Assembly has approved a hybrid system of electronic and manual transmission of election results in the amended Electoral Act to prevent voter disenfranchisement and reduce apathy ahead of the 2027 general election. Abbas explained that Nigeria's limited internet penetration and unstable power supply made it impractical to rely solely on real-time electronic transmission across the country. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Josh Amupiton, has assured Nigerians that the Commission has the capacity to electronically transmit election results in 2027, however, cautioned that it may not be able to guarantee a 100% perfect election. Professor Amupiton appealed to Nigerians to manage expectations, saying the Commission will strive for excellence but could not promise perfection. The Commission's chairman described elections as central to democratic governance, emphasizing the importance of voter education and institutional transparency. The National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, has announced that Nigeria will take delivery of a groundbreaking HIV prevention drug that has shown 100% effectiveness in preventing HIV infection in clinical trials. A statement by the head of public relations in the agency, Toyin Aderibigbe, says the agency has secured regulatory approval from the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The drug is an injectable treatment administered twice a year, making it a more convenient alternative to daily oral prevention drugs. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, says it recovered equipment allegedly capable of tapping conversations and sensitive security documents from the Abuja home of former Governor Nasir El-Rufai. The commission also said it obtained to detain El-Rufai for 14 days, which is due to expire on Thursday. It denied allegations of arbitrary detention and repression of the former governor. The Nigerian Army has trained 60 young soldiers to strengthen efforts to protect oil facilities and curb oil theft in the Niger Delta. The soldiers drawn from the 89 regular recruits intake completed their training barely 2 months after passing out from the Nigerian Army Depot. The exercise was held at the headquarters of the 3 Battalion Nigerian Army, Morofonlu Shoniobare, and the commanding officer of the battalion, Abdulaziz Aruna, alongside officials from other security agencies. Kano State Police Command has suspended by the Police Public Relations Officer, CSP Abdullahi Haruna Kiyawa. The command reiterated its commitment to maintaining public safety and order throughout the holy month. The command said the decision was taken in liaison with the Kano State government to prevent criminals from exploiting the event to perpetrate crimes including third-degree handset snatching and drug abuse. Joint security agencies in Ekiti State are currently combing the forests in the North Senatorial District to reach the area of bandits fleeing from neighboring Kwara and Kogi states. Special Advisor to the Governor on Security Matters, Brigadier General Ebenezer Ogudano, retired, said both conventional and unconventional security agencies were involved in the ongoing operation. Speaking to journalists, Ogudano said the operation, which began last week, had personnel from the Nigerian Army, Department of State Services, Nigeria Police Force, Civil Defense, Amotekun Corps, State Agro Marshal Corps, vigilante groups, and local hunters. In a renewed push to tackle hunger and strengthen livelihoods, the federal government has commenced the distribution of food and nutritional items to vulnerable households in Niger State, targeting beneficiaries across the 3 senatorial zones under its Food Security Intervention Program. Our correspondent, Sadia Yakubu, now reports.
The initiative is part of the federal government's strategic response to rising food insecurity and humanitarian challenges confronting vulnerable populations. Flagging off the distribution, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Bernard Mohamed Doro, described the intervention as a decisive and people-focused effort under the Presidential Initiative for Food and Nutrition Assistance. He explained that the program is designed to provide immediate relief to vulnerable households, stabilize affected communities, and strengthen food security across Niger State.
President deemed it fit to intervene and provide and continue to support what the World Food Bank food program was doing previously. So this is just to ensure that Nigeria grow healthy, that children are not affected by malnutrition.
Niger State event was the symbolic presentation of relief materials to beneficiaries, including 25 kilogram bags of rice and millet, beans, vegetable oil and palm oil, as well as seasonings. Sadia Yakubu for Global Television News.
Meanwhile, Niger State's Governor Mohamed Umar Bago has appealed to residents of the state, especially those in the Mina metropolis, to exercise patience with his administration over the shortage of water as efforts are underway to address the situation. The governor made the appeal while briefing journalists at the Council Chamber of Government House in Mina, the state's capital, on some critical issues affecting residents of the state. Again, here are details of that report by Sadia Yakubu.
Niger State Governor Mohamed Umar Bago attributed the water challenges to inherited decayed water infrastructure, with some pipes broken, ongoing construction work, and the increasing population in the state capital, which have put much pressure on the water system.
The Niger State government is very, very concerned about issues that have to do with potable drinking water. What we have inherited is over a decade of neglect of these pipelines. And some of these pipes, most of them are broken and they are more than 30, 40 years old. So we have taken a holistic review of that and we are doing a holistic overhaul of the entire water system.
The governor stressed that his government is taking steps for a holistic overhaul of the water system with the view to providing a lasting solution, and that in the interim, measures are underway to cushion the effect of water shortage. Bago, who also spoke on the epileptic power supply in the state, encouraged the people to make effort to have an alternative power supply for their daily use.
The issue of AEDC, meter and everything, when people say they want to go and demonstrate, I will join them. To go and demonstrate. I'm telling you the truth. But if you want light, there are other solutions outside AEDs.
He said the state government has already transitioned government facilities like hospitals, schools, and government house, among others, off the national grid to ensure effective service delivery in those sectors. The governor used the forum to appreciate journalists for their support and urge them to do more objectively beyond any sentiment. From Abuja, Sadia Yakubu for Global TV News.
Thank you so very much, Sadia Yakubu. You're watching the live broadcast of the Midday News. The rest of the news continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign, and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please do stay with us.
Good to have you with us. I expect the Harmattan dust is gradually clearing, and that's some good news. Most areas will experience just slight dust haze, but are you in Kano, Katsina, Gombe, and Niger State, you may still notice moderate dust haze lingering through the day due to. Now let's head to the south. We expect partly cloudy skies for much of the region with a bit of haziness. And here's something to watch out for. Are you in Ogun, Lagos, Delta, Bayelsa, and part of Rivers State? There's a chance of isolated thunderstorms later in the day. So it may be a good idea to keep an umbrella nearby just in case. And that's the forecast. Stay weather aware and have a lovely Monday.
This is Global Television, and you're watching the live broadcast of the midday news with Uyi Agmofwebe. The rest of the broadcast now returns with business, where the African Finance Corporation, AFC, and the federal government of Nigeria, through the Solid Minerals Development Fund, have signed an investment agreement to jointly finance 3 strategic projects, including a $1.3 billion alumina refinery, a nationwide geoscience mapping exercise, as well as a special investment vehicle to unlock Nigeria's minerals potential. The agreement signed in Abuja marks the climax of months of negotiations between both parties and signals growing investor confidence in ongoing reforms in the country's mining sector. According to a statement issued by the Special Assistant on Media to Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Segun Tomori, the alumina refinery is expected to process about 1 trillion tons of bauxite annually using a modern bare process flow sheet supported by an on-site gas-fired cogeneration plant to generate steam and power. Sounds like several items in one now, but let's turn to other business stories for you. The Nigeria Customs Service has announced that its advanced ruling account grew from 60 in December 2024 to 173 in December last year, noting that the initiative accounted for 2.9% of total revenue from goods valued at 240.8 billion naira in 2025. The National Public Relations Officer of the service, Abdullahi Miwada, a Deputy Controller of Customs, announced this in a statement. According to the statement, Miwada presented the figures while delivering a paper at the 17th session of the Capacity Building Committee of the World Customs Organization, held at its headquarters in Brussels last week. The paper was titled, "Communicating the Results of Capacity Building Initiatives More Effectively, Nigeria Customs Service Experience and Lessons Learned." Dangote Cement has reported a pre-tax profit of 1.5 trillion naira for the year ended December 31, 2025, representing an increase of 109% compared to 732.54 billion naira recorded in 2024, driven by revenue growth and a significant reduction in finance costs. This is according to the cement makers' audited 2025 full-year results ending December 31, 2025, which was filed with the Nigerian Exchange. Profits after tax more than doubled to 1.01 trillion naira from 503.25 billion naira in the prior year, while earnings per share rose to 59 naira 86 kobo from 29 naira 74 kobo. The board has proposed a dividend of 45 naira per share for the 2025 financial year. And out of the foreign scene, an Iranian drone has hit US president said that just after midnight, an unmanned aerial vehicle crashed into the military facilities of the British base, causing minor material damage. Britain's foreign minister